I'm so glad that you're being proactive and doing your research before certain situations arise. That's really, really fantastic. I must say that I am not a medical professional. I am simply somebody who is really SEX positive and wants to dismantle the shame around all these topics. So I would definitely seek out professional advice. But what I will say is that an STD, also known as an STI, is a sexually transmitted disease or a sexually transmitted infection, which is kind of what it says on the tin. It's a health complication that arises from sexual contact. In the same way that you can get a cold or a flu from somebody coughing on you, these are certain health complications that you could only get from exchanging fluids, which traditionally you would only exchange within a sexual setting. That's all that it means. And so if you are going to be sexually active, whether it's full penetrative intercourse or not, it's just to be aware that when you're exchanging different fluids, in the same way that when you're kissing, that starts to, increase your risk of maybe getting things like glandular fever. You just have to be aware that with those new exchanges of fluids and being that intimate with somebody, there are other health risks. The way to prevent them spreading or to prevent yourself from contracting one is by using condoms. That is the only form of protection, or dental dams. You need a physical barrier between yourself and the other person to protect yourself from any sort of infection or disease. If you're with the same partner and you're in a monogamous relationship and you test once together, you're kind of okay. But if you're having multiple partners, if you're not in a monogamous relationship, please be testing every month. Some STIs take more than 4 or 5 weeks to show up on a test. There's different gestation periods for each one. So make sure that you're testing regularly, because even if one test comes back completely clear, leave it a couple of weeks, it might not be clear. You can get kits online, you can go to your clinic and ask for more information. Nothing to be scared of, nothing to be worried about. There doesn't need to be any fear mongering. If you were to contract something, you would simply go, cool, right, take a course of a particular medication, let any partners know. If somebody says, oh, I have an STD or I've had one, we don't shame, we don't judge. We say, did you manage to get it sorted? Do you need me to take you to a clinic? Blah, blah, blah. Talk to your friends. That's all you need to know. But I would highly recommend talking to your local clinic or going online and doing some research, because I do not know all the ins and outs, but it's actually really simple to make sure that you're keeping yourself and others safe.